They say love is about giving, about sharing, about mutual respect, pleasure, and understanding. But what happens when giving stops at his end? What happens when your body becomes a battlefield between what you need and what he refuses to give? This is not just about oral sex. This is about shame, about selfishness, about silence, served under the sheets. Welcome to Digital Love Doctor, where we diagnose the wounds most lovers never talk about. We met at a friend's birthday dinner. He was tall, sharp, effortlessly charming, the kind of guy who made everyone lean in when he spoke. And when he turned his attention to me, I melted. The flirting started with glances, then texts, then all-night conversations that felt like falling into something real. He told me he wasn't just looking for a hookup, said he wanted something meaningful. I believed him. He opened doors, paid attention, remembered little things I said, and when we kissed for the first time, it felt like lightning. We waited. It wasn't a rule, it just happened naturally. When we finally got there, to that first night in bed, I was nervous, excited, open, and he was ready. He undressed me like he'd been waiting his whole life, touched me with confidence, made love to me like he'd written it into the stars. But after everything, as we laid there, sweaty and tangled, I realized something odd. He never even went down on me, not once. I brushed it off. Maybe he was nervous, maybe he didn't know how, maybe it was just the first time. But time passed. 3 weeks, then a month, then 5 more nights of passion, moaning, climax. His climax, not mine. He never asked me what I liked, never explored me slowly, and never, not once, moved his mouth anywhere near where I needed him. One night we were cuddling in bed, his hand tracing lazy circles on my shoulder. I turned to him and said softly, "Do you like going down on girls?" He paused, smirked, laughed under his breath. Not really my thing. I'm not into that." I waited, for a joke, for a just kidding, but he didn't add one. "Honestly," he continued, "it feels unmanly, like degrading. I don't get why girls even want that." My stomach dropped. I laughed it off, changed the subject, told myself maybe I was overreacting. But the truth? I felt embarrassed, ashamed, even dirty, for wanting something that he clearly saw as beneath him. That night, I Googled. It was gross, like I should be grateful just to be with him. Little things changed after that. I stopped initiating, stopped pretending I was satisfied, stopped moaning when I wasn't even close. And he noticed. "You don't seem into it lately," he said. "Maybe because it's always about you," I replied. He looked confused, annoyed, defensive. "I make love to you all the time, what more do you want?" I didn't even know how to answer that. I started resenting him, not just for what he didn't do, but for how he made me feel wrong for wanting it. He made it seem like I was asking for some taboo fantasy, like female pleasure was optional. He could watch porn, talk about threesomes, make sexual jokes with his friends, but when I brought up my own needs, it was suddenly too much. Suddenly I was difficult. I sat him down. "This isn't just about sex, it's about feeling seen, wanted, considered." He rolled his eyes. "Here we go again." "I'm serious," I said. "You expect everything from me. But when I ask for something back, I'm too focused on sex." He sighed. "I'm just not into it. End of story. If that's a deal breaker, then maybe we're not compatible." That sentence hit like a bullet, not because he was willing to leave, but because I realized I'd already emotionally gone. I laid next to him that night and felt further away than I ever had. This wasn't about oral sex. This was about power, about mutual respect, about not being made to feel shameful for having a body that wanted more. And I finally understood something I'd been avoiding. My pleasure isn't too much. His effort is just too little. Want me to continue with part 2? Part 2 will include deeper emotional consequences, how this affects confidence, connection, and body image, social expectations around male versus female pleasure, savage clinical AI analysis from Digital Love Doctor, the empowerment decision, Shall I continue building the next 2,000 words, part 2?